In this procedure, we will be replacing a Dexter axle hub and brake with a Lippert hub and brake. First, remove the dust cap by using a flathead screwdriver to pry it out from the hub assembly. Rotate the hub assembly and pry evenly around the edge until it comes free. Next, remove the tang washer. And then remove the axle nut. Remove the spindle washer and outer bearing from the hub. Then remove the hub from the brake assembly. Using a clean rag, clean all the grease off the spindle. Next, remove the nuts and lock washers holding the brake assembly to the axle and spindle. You will need to cut the power and ground wires leading to the magnet on the inside of the axle. Then remove the old brake assembly and reinstall the new one. Ensure that the bolt pattern and orientation of the new brake assembly are correct. Next, you will need to reinstall the hardware, securing the brake assembly to the axle beam and spindle. Start each nut by hand to help avoid causing issues like cross-threading. Once the nuts are started, tighten each one down to seat the brake assembly. Next, you will need to grab a torque wrench and set it between 35 and 55 foot-pounds. Press the torque wrench until you feel a slight click or pop. This will ensure that the brake assembly is properly seated. Install hub onto brake assembly. Then insert the outer bearing into the hub bore. Next, insert the spindle washer. You can now install the axle nut until it is finger tight. Next, grab your torque wrench and set it to 50 foot-pounds to torque down the axle nut. Then loosen nut and retighten finger tight again. Then install the tang washer. And finally, install the dust cap by gently tapping it into place with a rubber mallet. Now with our brake assembly properly secured, we need to reconnect our power and ground wires to the brake assembly. To do this, simply grab your power wire from both the axle and the brake assembly and insert them into a 3-amp Scotch lock. Crimp down the Scotch lock securely to ensure a good connection. Then repeat this process for the ground wires.